As you know, I came here for the first time to conduct War and Peace, this monumental opera by Prokofiev, and that all happened on very short notice. And I came in as an unknown. And during that time, it was the beginning of Alexander Neve's time as general director here with the COC. He took me out for lunch and asked me whether I would be interested in that position. And I remember the place, and I remember that I almost fell backwards on my chair because I was so overwhelmed. For me, it was somehow a dream come true. I had such a great time with everyone here at the company. So with the iconic production of The Flying Dutchman here at the COC, I made my debut as the music director, the new music director of the company in 2010. I had so much joy. It was such a pleasure to work with all the forces being involved in The Flying Dutchman. A relatively large orchestra, a very large chorus. I felt a great connection within the cast. Chris Olden was here to revive this iconic production, and we had a wonderful time, and I would say a lot of friendships were forged and came out of that production. You know what I like about long-term engagements is that you really get to know each other, and to get to know each other means to build trust, and especially in the working relationship with an orchestra or a chorus, but I would include everyone that belongs to a large company, that an opera company like the Canadian Opera Company is. You get to know each other so well that you can trust more and more each other. So this is one aspect that somehow I think evolves over the time. Another aspect in terms of the conductor-orchestra relationship is that each conductor has a certain style, a certain repertoire of gestures, and each orchestra has a certain DNA. And I guess that over time, an orchestra learns to read those gestures, if there is this kind of continuity, as well as the conductor learns what this specific group of people is about. And I feel that we have come now to a point where this is really fully established, and I truly enjoy this relationship with the musicians of the COC Orchestra. They are, as we know, a really great band. It's a wonderful group of people, and their dedication and commitment is, for me, second to none, as well as their stylistic versatility and their curiosity, their spirit to be ready to explore new paths. For me personally, one really pivotal moment was the reopening of the house after the 2 years of COVID. That was very emotional. I remember actually after the first very strict lockdown, where no one was allowed to leave their homes, and of course the opera house was completely shut down. There was a short window of time where we were allowed to at least enter the opera house. And I came and I stood there on the stage looking into the hall. It was so overwhelming. And then to again enjoy the reunion with our audiences when we came back last spring with Traviata, that was something really unparalleled. And yes, you know, we did a production of Tristan that for me was an absolute highlight. We did parts of The Ring that were incredibly powerful, and I think also important for the trajectory, for the growth of all of us. Many other things, the Donizetti operas with Sandra, Falstaff with Jerry Finley. I don't know. I really I miss so many things, and I shouldn't start a list because it's unfair to those that I'm now forgetting. But this one moment to come back after 2 years of silence, that was really mind-blowing. What excites me about opera in our time, in the 21st century, is that as our times are so colorful and diverse, opera is also becoming more and more and more colorful and diverse. And there's so many more stories that need to be told. And there are so many more people that are ready to tell those stories. And there is so much talent out there to make that happen. And that's, for me, it's really a source of inspiration. To see this form of evolution and to see how this art form really launches itself into maybe a new era.